But the main thing at least about this chapter is actually God's word. Now notice this, Josiah brings about these reforms at a very young age, and that's admirable. But what happens is he essentially tries to rebuild the temple. He takes out all the temple treasury and he pays all these workers to start rebuilding, all the structure so that they can start having the sacrifices again. And this builds up to this big Passover event that we're going to see in the next few chapters. But almost like a reward, what happened there? Yeah, okay, I don't know. Almost as a reward, as they're digging through the temple, they find the Bible. They find, probably it's just one book. It's probably just the book of Deuteronomy when he talks about the book of the law. But so strange it is to find this book that says something. It says that they've been kind of like going about all this worship, all this, they've just been going without God's word for a really long time, that when they read it, all of it seems new. And then it suddenly clicks to Josiah that, hey, the reason why they've been experiencing what they've been experiencing in terms of God's judgment is because they've been ignoring and they've been breaking God's covenant. And so the rest of the chapter is Josiah essentially reading out the Bible, kind of like what we're doing here, reading out the Bible to his whole people and then renewing this promise, this covenant with God. And that's incredible. And what it says is that it's almost like a reward. Josiah rebuilds the structures, and as a reward, God almost gives him his word again. And you see, we don't often think like that. We think of God's word coming to us and then, oh no, there's more to do. But no, they were obeying God, and as a reward, God spoke to them his word, enabled them to understand what it is that they were doing. And then there's the bit whereby God says, therefore, he will hold back, the evil, the destruction that he will pour out upon the country, upon Jerusalem in particular. And this is talking about the exile that's going to happen in a few chapters' time. But he won't do it during Josiah's time. He'll honor him. He'll let him die before that happens. But again, what this shows is that it explains what's going to happen. It doesn't prevent it, and that's just reality. God's judgment and God's wrath upon the sin of his people is real, and so that's going to come. But it does explain, it does give some insight, and this shows God's mercy in holding back that judgment for Josiah's sake.